What I'm doing, I'm back here again for another video, and this is going to be my first video where I talk about all the horror movies that I watched throughout this past week. Now, as I said in my first day of October video, I really don't have a whole lot of time to, watch movies and do videos, simply because I've just been working a lot. I work 8 to 6:30 every day, and sometimes when I come home, I'm just not in the mood to watch a movie or shoot a video. But I do want to get as many movies in this month as I can. I want to watch as many horror movies. I want to watch all my favorites as well as some new films that I haven't seen before. And, I've actually been able to watch 5 movies this week. Well, 4 movies. I'm going to be watching my 5th movie tonight. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. So this is going to be the first video in a series I'm doing called October Horror Watches. Now, I did this series last year, and I think this is what I'm going to do. Every week, I'm going to do a new video just talking about all the movies that I watched during that week. I'll probably post it either on Saturday or Sunday, and just talk about all the movies that I watched throughout that week. Now, I do want to hopefully shoot other videos other than just these type of videos. I want to do other videos as well. So hopefully I'll be able to get a couple videos up a week, maybe 3 if I'm lucky, but if not, I'll still do at least 1 video a week just talking about the movies that I've watched throughout this week. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the 5 movies that I've watched this week. So the first 2 movies that I watched, and I actually watched them at the beginning of the week, that was both Pet Sematary and Pet Sematary 2. These are movies that I watch every year on Halloween. Pet Sematary is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and one of the greatest horror films of all time as well. And, I watch it every year. I remember when I was a kid, this movie creeped me out so much. Especially, not aunt. I always think that, the mom's sister, Zelda, I always think it's her aunt for some reason. I don't know why. Does anyone else think that whenever they think of Pet Sematary, they think that, the mom, it's her dying sister, Zelda, not her aunt? For some reason, I keep thinking it's her aunt. But yeah, she always creeped me out, that one scene, and of course, the little kid Gage was so creepy in this movie. Yeah, Pet Sematary is one of my all-time favorite horror films, and I really do enjoy Pet Sematary 2. It does feel really different from the first movie, and I think the reason why is because, the first film came out in the late 80s, excuse me, and the second film came out in the early 90s, and I think that's the reason, because the first Pet Sematary came out in, I want to say, 88 or 89, and Pet Sematary 2 came out in 1992, I believe. And I think that's the reason why they feel different. Pet Sematary 2 is a lot cheesier than the first movie. It was directed by the same director, Mary Lambert. Both films were directed by the same director. So I think it's kind of odd that they both feel like that they were directed by 2 different directors. But I really do enjoy Pet Sematary 2. It's got Edward Furlong in it, and he did this one right after he did Terminator 2, so he was still a young actor, kind of an up-and-coming actor. And it's got Clancy Brown in it, really hamming it up as Gus, the abusive, stepfather of Edward Furlong's character's friend in this movie. And this one has the dog in it, Zowie, who comes back. And yeah, I really do enjoy Pet Sematary 2. It's got a lot of different feeling than the first film, but I do enjoy it. I think it's just a fun movie. Now, the next movie I watched is a movie that I've talked about before. I even think I did a review for it last year. Sleepy Hollow High. Now, this movie is not related to the Johnny Depp Tim Burton film Sleepy Hollow. This one is more based on the legend of Sleepy Hollow. It's basically about these group of delinquent teenagers that go to Sleepy Hollow High School, and they sorry, I'm sweating here. It's pretty warm in here. I don't have my air conditioner on because otherwise it'd be too hard for you guys to hear me. I just got a fan going now, but yeah, they basically have to clean up the Sleepy Hollow campgrounds or park grounds because they're delinquent kids and they've just been getting in trouble. Like one guy sells drugs, another one's a computer hacker, and of course they end up getting killed off one by one by a guy wearing a jack-o'-lantern mask, which is a picture of him on the back right there. I do enjoy this one. It's really low budget. It's an independent horror film that came out in I think it was made in '95, but it didn't come out until 2000. But I do enjoy it. It's definitely not a great film, but it's an independent movie, and I really like what they do with it. It's got a great atmosphere, because it takes place out in the woods, and Sleepy Hollow Park grounds, so it's already kind of creepy because it takes place out in the woods, and I do enjoy that one. If you guys want to know more about it, I did do a review of it last year, so you guys could maybe go check that out if you want. Um, Now the next one, or sorry, the next two movies, I already watched one last night, and I do plan on watching one tonight. One thing I like to do every year is I always like to watch the Halloween films in reverse. Basically, what I do is I start off with the last movie in the series, and then I watch it all the way into the original. And the reason why I do that is because I kind of like to save the best for last, and I always like to end it by watching Halloween on Halloween. So I start with the last Halloween film, but I will say that I don't watch Rob Zombie's Halloweens. I only watched them last year, and I decided not to do that because I just don't have as much time now, and I want to focus on movies that I really want to watch. Now, I will say I do enjoy Rob Zombie's Halloween. I don't think it's an amazing movie, but I do enjoy it. And Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, I've watched it once, and to be honest, I don't know if I'll ever really watch it again. I'm just not a fan of that movie. I know some people really enjoy it. I'm just not a fan of it. I don't think it's terrible. I know some people talk about it like it's the worst horror movie of all time they've ever seen. I don't think it's a terrible movie. I'm just not a huge fan of it. If you're a fan of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, though, I mean, go on and enjoy it. I can understand why people do enjoy it because it's a really creative movie. It's just not. I'm just not really a big fan of it. So the movie that I did start off with watching the Halloween franchise this year is Resurrection. Now I know a lot of people hate this movie, but I saw this movie in theaters, and to be honest, I've always enjoyed it. I honestly think that if they took out the ending with Busta Rhymes karate chopping Michael Myers, I don't think it would get as much hate. To be honest, I know some people don't like the whole game show hidden cameras in Michael's house, but to be honest, this movie came out back when reality TV was just getting popular, and I think that they wanted to kind of do something with that, like sort of a Halloween for the tech age. And I think that if they just did it differently, it wouldn't get as much hate because I really do think Resurrection is a solid movie. I mean, like I said, I know a lot of people hate Busta Rhymes karate chopping Michael Myers and all this. Yeah, I agree that's stupid, but I think the rest of the movie is actually pretty decent. Um, but sometimes when people talk about Resurrection, I always think, well, would you rather have Busta Rhymes karate chopping Michael Myers or Cheryl Moon Zombie on a white horse? Which one would you prefer? Sorry. Like I said, if you enjoy Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, that's cool. I just don't enjoy it. But I do understand why people do. And I do understand if you don't like Resurrection, then that's fine too. I mean, I'm not going to come on here and say you should enjoy it. You should like it more and appreciate it for what it is. Because, people aren't going to. Just like with Halloween 3, there are going to be people that are not going to enjoy it. And I understand that. It's not, when people think about Halloween, they think of Michael Myers. And for the people who don't enjoy Halloween 3 because he's not in it, I understand. I also understand why people just, if they gave the movie a shot and they still don't like it because it's such an out there movie. Halloween 3 is a pretty out there film, and I can understand why people just don't enjoy it. Some people just don't. Rather they don't like it because Michael Myers is not in it or not. I mean, I'm not gonna try to change someone's opinion. If you don't like a movie, you don't like it. So I enjoy Halloween Resurrection. Some people enjoy Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and I just think that after a while, you just let people enjoy the movies that they enjoy. And now I'm down to the last movie I'll be watching this week, and I'm actually going to be watching it tonight. Halloween H2O. This has always been one of my favorite films in the franchise. I absolutely love this movie, and I remember, before Resurrection came out, I always thought that this was the best ending for the franchise. I know a lot of people were against them skipping Halloween 3 to 6, but I always thought that Laurie was to be the one to kill Michael, which is why I think that they decided to bring her back for the new Halloween. And since Halloween is sort of a franchise where they skip over movies, they skip over storylines and stuff, if there was ever anyone out there that wanted to pretend that Halloween Resurrection never happened, and if they wanted to say that H2O was the definitive final ending for the franchise, I wouldn't disagree. I think H2O is a great ending to the series. I know some people aren't a big fan of the actual movie, like the full movie, but I think that Laurie was to be the one to kill Michael. So if there's anyone out there who, you know, think that H2O should be the definitive final ending, and if they want to pretend that Resurrection never happened, I'm fine with that. I like Resurrection, but I know a lot of people hate it, and for the longest time, H2O was the ending. And when I saw it for the first time in the early 2000s, I thought it was the ending. I mean, of course, Resurrection came out, but I thought that it was the best way to end the franchise. And I really enjoy H2O is one of my favorite films, and Halloween is a franchise where they skip over character, storylines. Of course, they skipped over 3, 4, 5, and 6 for H2O, which is one reason why a lot of people don't like H2O is because they skipped over that storyline, and now a lot of people are against the new Halloween because they skipped over every movie after the original, and about the Halloween franchise is, even though it's my favorite horror franchise, it's got a lot of flaws, and it's just so that films skip over movies and they just forget about characters and they bring in new ones and stuff, and it's not a perfect horror franchise, but I still love it regardless. I love all the movies, I love all the characters, and I'm just really glad that we are finally getting a new Halloween, regardless of what it is, I know a lot of people want to see a Halloween 9, but I don't know if that's going to happen. However, I will say that since this new movie is skipping over Halloween 2 through Resurrection, then that means that the Halloween franchise is left on a cliffhanger. Because at the end of Resurrection, Michael's eyes open at the end. In that last scene, which is one reason why I think that for people who want to pretend Resurrection never happened and say that H2O is a definitive final ending or a final film, then I'm okay with that, because at least then the series actually ended with Laurie finally killing Michael and killing him in a way where he could never come back, But then again, of course, everyone says, evil never dies, and he could have always come back. Well, he did in Resurrection, and people hated Resurrection, so... but anyway, guys, that's just what I like to do for Halloween. I like to start off with Resurrection, and I like to watch all the way until Halloween, kind of a saving the best for last, where I watch Halloween on Halloween. I don't like watching them in order, because I've seen them in order, and I just think it'd be kind of weird to watch Halloween, watch it tonight, and then watch 2 and end with Resurrection on Halloween. I don't think that just doesn't seem right. I feel like for me, I have to watch Halloween on Halloween, and so that's just the way that I choose to do it. I know some people like to watch the entire franchise on Halloween. I can't do that. I have plans on Halloween. I like to get out and as I've said, I like to dress up in my zombie outfit and scare little kids. So I just don't have time to watch just nothing but movies on Halloween. I like to get out, walk around my neighborhood and see all the decorations. I need to be out. I can't be, I can't just be sitting in my room all night. But of course, once I'm done, doing that, then I'll come in and then I'll watch Halloween, and that'll be my ending for Halloween. That'll be the, watching Halloween is sort of my, saying goodbye to Halloween, the holiday Halloween, and that's what I've always done. But anyway, guys, I know this video was a little bit, like I said, I'm pretty hot right now. I'm sweating because I don't have my air conditioner on. I'm going to turn it on. If I have it on, though, I don't think you guys will be able to hear me because this camera doesn't have the best audio, I've noticed. But yeah, I plan on doing these October Horror Watches videos every week. I want to try to get them up at least Saturday or Sunday, but I also do plan on doing a couple of videos during the week. I might do 1 or maybe 2. It just depends, because like I said, I'm working a lot, working 8 to 6:30, And, you know, sometimes I'm just not in the mood to watch a movie or do a video when I get home. But I do want to try to get multiple types of videos, you know, out a week. But if not, you know, I'll always do an October horror watch video at the end of the week. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about all the movies I talk about, and let me know if you watched a Halloween franchise in reverse so that you're watching Halloween on Halloween. Let me know down below, because I like to do that, and I'm sure other people do as well, but I also know some people just like to watch the entire franchise all day on Halloween, which is cool too. Anyway, guys, let me know down below. As always, feel free to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and join my Facebook movie collecting group. All links will be down below in the description box. Thanks for watching, and I hope everyone has a great Sunday.